Welcome back to the Idle Talk Minis. Me and Favorite are
hello.
chilling, literally, because his room is now cold.
Chilly.
Because we
Freezing.
opened up the window so the camera doesn't overheat. Once again, if you've been following around, our continuity is that we're wearing the same clothes because we're recording a lot of these on the same day. We just finished playing Tekken 8.
Yes, sir.
Very, very
Fun.
sweaty and
Such
fun,
a fun game. Yeah.
My hands were sweating, my thumbs were hurting.
I
from
can't
trying
feel
to
my
do
forearms, bro.
combos.
I was out here like
Trying
finger
to,
dexterity, baby.
Trying to figure out
Going
how
crazy. Our
how
matches
to-
were nuts.
Yeah, bro, that shit. Ever since we found two characters that were kind of the similar power level, I guess.
Yeah.
Based on how OP it could get.
Cheap
sometimes.
it could get, yeah.
So a lot of cheesing going on.
It's fun. It's fun.
A lot of stop hitting the same moves.
Literally. You hit the same move 6 times, you're dick, bro.
I'm trying to do other moves. I'm trying to press the arrows differently so they move, bro. I don't know. I think it's because if they're facing one way, if you hit a certain combination, if you do the other way, you hit the opposite, it's the same move.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we kept swapping spots.
We were
yeah.
just if somebody got in a corner, it was over. You're
Oh, by the way, this mini is brought to you by MRE.
MRE.
Thank you, Redcon
1. Code IDLETALKPOD saves you 20% off any of your orders from the official Redcon 1 website. I will have those linked in the description below on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, wherever you watch or listen to the Idle Talk Minis. But
Or stalk us on Instagram.
on Instagram, I'll put it in the bio. Should I
Yeah,
put it in the bio.
put it, yeah.
Wow. We're making progress, making moves. The window is still open, which I don't mind.
It's gonna be a little loud.
I
yeah.
kind of missed the beep, beep, beep,
The ambiance?
Yeah, I kind of missed that.
The ambience of Edgewater.
When I edited the podcast back. So, I'm glad to hear it back. Glad to get the background noise, as all
Yes.
good podcasts do have. I think it's just nice because I listened to one from California, and you can hear LA in the background. Beep, all the crazy shit. So I think I kind of like hearing the background of New Jersey. But today is an Am I the Asshole mini, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I gotta stop doing that.
Doing what?
I push my glasses up, but because I'm holding this, I keep using my middle finger and I'm flipping the camera off. I gotta stop doing that. I'm not
You're
doing
an
it
asshole.
on purpose. I know.
The thing says, am I the asshole for telling my son that he is obviously gay?
Oh.
My son, 17 male, has apparently been in the closet for the past 7 months. So my son is fairly masculine, straight acting, if that makes sense. However, he's very obviously had a boyfriend, 18M, for the past 7 months. He sometimes baby talks this boy, hugs him all the time, has called him handsome, shares clothes, sits way too close to each other to the point where they're basically cuddling. He closes his bedroom door when with him, but not any other friends. Sees him like every day, buys him gifts, and for the past 7 months, he now always smells great, has his hair fixed real nice, dresses nicer, among other things. Today, I told my son if I was going to invite his boyfriend to our trip, and it got awkward. He said, "That's not funny." I asked what he meant, and he said, "I'm straight. That's not funny." I laughed, and when I realized he was serious, I started laughing even harder. Okay, that's a bunch of typos in this, so I'm trying to correct them as I read. I told him he's very obviously in a relationship with a guy and did a terrible job hiding it. He got emotional and started asking me not to tell his dad. My husband already knows. Like I said, it was obvious. And then he got upset saying I outed him when he wasn't ready. He hasn't said a word to me in a couple of days. Am I the asshole? Okay, Fabian.
No.
It's a weird situation because
She didn't out him.
I mean,
She
if
just
it
said-
was one-on-one, is it outing? Like, hey, you're gay. No?
That's what I'm saying.
I
Outing
think
is
it's
if she
outing.
did it in a group, like,
Yeah, like
at
on
a
the
family,
family trip,
Yeah,
like-
if it was on the family trip in front of everybody, like, oh, we know you gay,
And you're
then
like,
yeah.
What?
But just with him, like, hey, like, we know, like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, and it didn't seem like she was judgmental.
Yeah, I don't think she was judgmental either.
It
But
seemed like
it's
she
got
was like,
14.5K upvotes, 3,900 comments on that thing. So
are they mostly agreeing with her
I
or
haven't read
disagreeing?
it yet. So you think she's not an asshole?
I don't think she's an asshole.
I don't think she's an
I don't
asshole
think she outed
either.
him. And if he's really that
Maybe
afraid of people knowing, why is he so open about it with his
I don't
man?
think he knew how to hide it. I think it's his fault. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what gives it away is if you close the door with anybody, it's kind of.
No, because
Kind of sus.
we are in the room with the door closed.
If you don't know what's going on back there, let people know. Like, we're doing a podcast, right? But the door's closed.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, because we don't want guests coming in like, hey.
Yeah.
Like that one time your sister came and then gave us the tea on a teacher or something.
Yeah.
I had to cut all that out. And it was like 12 minutes of stuff. So that's why we keep the door closed. But if we didn't have a podcast together and didn't have things coming out like every week, I would see how that would.
I don't give a fuck.
But I would see how people would assume.
I understand.
You know.
Yeah.
So let's go through some of the comments.
All right.
Ooh, not Lucy in the sky. That's this person's
It
name.
hurts to hold my mic up. I'm so sore.
You're the asshole. When I was 17 and watching TV with my parents, out of the blue, my dad turned to me and said, "You know it'd be okay if you were gay, right?" I laughed it off and said, "Okay." Went about my day. Within 6 months, I was questioning. It took several more years before I was comfortably calling myself bi and coming out to my friends and family. I think I must have given off vibes to my parents for dad to come straight out and say it like that.
Yeah.
But at no point in time did he assume, make comments alluding to nothing. I was given time and space to reach that conclusion on my own. You took that away from your son. Instead of saying something to the effect of, "If you are, cool. If not, cool. We love you regardless." You forced him to confront that identity before he was ready. You need to stomp that shit out before it spirals. Let your son know what I said above, and that however he chooses to identify is okay with you, and that you love him regardless and will take any future cues on how to proceed from him.
But I feel like that was implied with the way the mom said it, or the mom and the dad saying that they have actively known that their son is gay. They let him lock the door. They let him cuddle with his boyfriend in front of them, and they don't say anything about it. It's just that it's obvious, and that if he's trying to hide it, when she did speak about him, she was basically confronting the fact that, like, one, I'm not, like, blind. I can see what you're doing, and two, like, you don't need to hide it from me. Like, you can be comfortable to know that, like, you're safe around me. Like, you've been doing it, and not once did I have a problem with it, right? I'm just letting you know that, hey, you don't have to hide it anymore. You don't have to pretend like it isn't what it is. So I don't think she outed him. And if it was one-on-one, it's even more important.
So there's a comment right here that says, "It's the laughing at him that gets me. How humiliating for him." And I can kind
When
of
did she laugh at him?
Well, she was like, when she asked him, "Is he gonna bring her boyfriend? Is he gonna bring his boyfriend?" And he was like, "No, I'm straight. That's not funny." And she kept laughing at him. I laughed, and when I realized he was serious, I started laughing even harder. I mean, I guess. I mean, I can see how
it depends on
could
what
be humiliating. I feel like if you're...
Yeah, but depends on what type of relationship you have with your parents.
Maybe it's not that good. I mean, it has to be some kind of... It has to
That's
be...
what they seem like a good parent-child
It has to be good
combo.
enough to where you're comfortable having people
That's
in
what
your
I'm
room.
saying. They must have some type of friendly banter where they can laugh at each other and it isn't insulting. Because me and my mom banter all the time, and we say dumb shit to each other, and we laugh about it, and then know that we don't mean it.
Yeah.
But that's our relationship, and I know if I do it to other people, it might come off as disrespectful.
Someone said, "I can see how OP thought it was not a big deal since it was so obvious." I mean, maybe it wasn't obvious to the boy, but you would. I feel like
seems like it
everybody
is.
knows.
Yeah.
I feel like
Locking yourself up in a room with any of, like, even when I used to do that with a girl, my mom knew. She's not dumb. She'd be like, "I know what you're doing in there with a girl. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm just not gonna
like,
walk
hey,
up to you and be like, hey, listen, stop doing weird stuff in there because I know you're doing like that's weird."
I'm crying.
Right? But you know,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel
I'm not
like
a parent. I don't really have.
To everybody, it always seems obvious until they realize for themselves. I feel like I've heard tons of stories of people who are like, "Oh, apparently, like, before I knew I was gay or whatever, everybody else around me knew."
But that's also bullshit too, because
Really?
that's a lot of people just saying stuff. Because for the longest time, I got it, and I still get it. Like, no, I'm not.
It'd be okay. It'd be cool if you were.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I would trust me if I was. I'm old enough. I would have came out the closet long ago, and I would have been openly, proudly sucking dick if it was true. But I'm not. That's just the way it is.
Not proudly and openly. Let's go through some more comments real quick. Damn, that one first comment I read had
That's
a whole
too much,
chain,
bro.
It's like, I need a new comment. Stop. This is just the same.
Nah, they all just it's echo
on
tunnel.
that one comment,
It's an echo tunnel now. They're all just agreeing with each other.
Okay, so now this is a new one, I think. Okay, this sounds reasonable. Honestly, deciding if you aren't the asshole or had malicious intentions or not seems less important than making sure your son feels comfortable.
Yeah.
and loved. I think you should go to him and first apologize for laughing at him. No matter your intentions, it's rude and probably made him feel so belittled. Second, apologize for making an assumption about his identity and trying to ascribe your take onto him. Third, explain your assumption was simply based on your read of the dynamic between him and this boy, but you realize now that the only people who get to make decisions about what they are or not to each other is the two of them. And whether he has those feelings or not is not for you to dictate nor demand he explains to you. You can explain that maybe it felt obvious or clear to you, but you realize now that your take matters far less than his. And you're sorry for imposing your perspective on him or making him confront revelations about himself that he may not have been ready to fully address. Fourth, for the love of God, tell him that you love and support him no matter what his identity is and regardless whether he feels ready to disclose such personal things to you yet. And also, kind of the asshole because laughing at your kid's face is laughing at them and is super rude. I like this comment.
Same. I agree with a lot of it.
It's a good, well-rounded comment. It sees both perspectives. I feel like a lot of these comments in these "Am I the asshole?"
The only thing that I would disagree with is the fact that she's like, you have no right to know what your kid is or isn't, especially when your kid is open. Like if you're giving your kid the freedom to be openly whatever they want, and they're openly showing you that they are sexually attracted to men with their actions, even though they don't see it as that, right? I'm sure it's not just the mom and the dad who see it, right? I'm sure the rest of the families are going to see it. And no one's going to be as nice to their son as the parents are about it. So whatever family gathering that he was going to go to, and if he was going to invite his friend or boyfriend, he might have gotten, right? Cooked. And then the parents would have to have been the first ones to be like, hey, listen, that is his boyfriend. Like, relax. Or to be like, they're just friends. Stop.
They could have brought it up in front of the whole family and shit too.
That would have been.
She could have made that comment then too. She could have been like
in front of people. Nah.
She'd be like, "Oh look, that's just his boyfriend," and then that would have been miles.
That would have been
miles worse.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I wouldn't even know.
But she tried to do it by himself. So
I
feel like
do it by herself.
Yeah, but I agree with the laughing at her son part and loving him either way. Yes, 100%.
She didn't even like.
It didn't seem like she didn't. It didn't seem she was homophobic. It just seemed like she was trying to confirm something, and then it came off completely wrong.
It didn't seem like she tag teamed him with the dad.
Yeah,
too. Like they didn't both approach
exactly.
him like, "Hey, your boyfriend's coming." Like that would have. I feel like that would have.
That would have been because they're both laughing at you.
Looking at me, accusing me.
If both your parents are laughing at you, it's different. It seems way more ridiculing. Than it is like a joke.
I don't think she's an asshole. I just thought maybe she just didn't.
She didn't know better.
Yeah, maybe she just didn't know how to approach that situation. But I also didn't think she approached it wrong either.
I think she approached it in the best way
she knew
in that situation. Yeah, in that situation.
Because I feel like
maybe I feel like everything. I feel like everything would have been fine besides the laughing. But I feel like whatever relationship they had between each other must have been okay enough for them to have that, right?
Yeah, because I feel like
no one would just laugh at you because someone called you gay. It must have been something that they've joked about around the house or something for her to like laugh about it. I think so.
Maybe she thought she just had a better relationship with her son than
she really did.
Maybe. Because that kind of banter, I can see how that would be like accepting if the relationship is there, but I don't think she really did anything malicious. I don't think she outed him in that way.
Unless she did go and then tell the rest of the family.
And then she's like, yo, guys, by the way.
Yeah, then I disagree with everything she said.
This kid's boyfriend is coming too.
If it's just them two, and then she was like, hey, I know.
And it seemed like it was in passing too. It seemed like it wasn't even like. It seemed like they met each other in the living room.
And then started talking.
Hey, by the way,
That's what I'm saying. It didn't seem like she sat him down and was like, I know you're gay. Stop hiding it. Like, it wasn't like that. It was more like, oh, haha, when's your boyfriend coming? But I think he didn't realize. It the wrong way. Yeah. Or maybe she just didn't voice it the way she meant.
Maybe she didn't voice it the way she wrote it.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't come off.
Yeah, maybe it didn't come off at all like that.
It came off kind of crazy. But that was today's Idle Talk Mini, and we will see
Thank you for watching.
On the next one, we're going to sprinkle these in the middle episodes, Episode mini. We'll figure it out, but we're going to sprinkle some of these throughout the season as well. But have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Love, war.